And here we are, people. Liquid Leisure, June 19th. Look at them conditions. I am buzzing to get out there, to be fair. Today I am reviewing the Hyperlite WizardStick and the Hyperlite Frenzy. Both new boards for me. Not rode them yet, so I'm looking forward to getting out and giving them a little test for you guys. And yeah, stay tuned. I've got plenty more boards to come. Look at this, no one around. Incredible. What up everyone? Nick Davies again. Welcome back. Well, nice to see you all. I'm doing some reviews for Hyperlite. Strictly Hyperlite this time. I'm here at Liquid Leisure. You can see the planes. Beautiful scenes here today. So yeah, I've got some Hyperlite boards ready to go. Hyperlite have kindly sent me around 6 or 7 different models for this year. So now it's down to me to do some comparisons and just take out my best bits. I'm not really going to go into detail on whose board it is, how they designed it, their history and so on. I'm just going to go board to board, and it's going to be like a versus and a comparison kind of chart. So that's how I'm going to do these reviews. Nice and simple, bit of fun. Hopefully they give you some guidance of your next purchase. If you ever see me down the lake and you've got a board in your, in your wish list or in the basket, come over to me, give me a shout, and I'll try to give you my honest feedback there and then on what's happening. So Hyperlite boards today, I've got the Frenzy and the WizardStick. I'm actually really looking forward to riding these boards. They're both looking pretty quirky. I like the graphics, I like the style of the WizardStick. They're both around the same weight. The stance is, I would say, is pretty much the same. It's just the shape of the board is slightly different, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they both ride. They're both coming in at the same kind of price point. So if you're a beginner looking for something that's going to be solid and you want something to just play around on with no channel so you don't get hung up on the obstacles, then one of these two boards are probably for you. The WizardStick, obviously it's more of a technical rider designed board, but with no channels and no concave at the tip and tail. It should be really playful, and we'll go from there. So cheers guys, and I hope you're well, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, so I've got the WizardStick 152 and the Frenzy 147. I've got the new 02 Hyperlite bindings on there, which are amazing, by the way. So the board thickness in the center is pretty much the same. I'll try to get a good little comparison here for you. They're not too far off each other, so that's gonna obviously add a bit of weight to the board, but it's gonna make it more durable on the obstacles. And if it's gonna be your first wakeboard, I would suggest getting something a little bit stronger than maybe something that's got a thinner sidewall. That's just going to prevent any dings and stuff when you hit the obstacles. It's going to give you a little bit of a chance. The base of the board, nice and flat. It's got a slightly beveled edge here, so that's going to give you a bit of play on the water, and it's going to prevent any kind of front edges within reason. Obviously they're going to happen at some point. Going on the Frenzy, this doesn't have that. So when you're going board slide edge, you know what, it does slightly, but not all the way around. When you're going board slide and there's a bit of chop, if your toes are down, the water's going to go over the front of your board and it's going to kind of take you down. But with this slight beveled edge, it's going to give you a bit of a chance, and you know, a tiny bit more forgiving. The base of the boards, you know, they're pretty fair, I'd say. They look the same. Obviously there's no concave here, so when you're locking onto a pipe, it's going to be just like you're on a box. There's nothing there to help you, so it's just going to sit quite nice when you're riding on the box. And by doing this, having no concave, it should keep its speed, and with no restrictions when you're riding. The main things I look for when I'm testing out a board or even riding what I like to ride, I want speed. I want something which is quick under my feet, responsive heel to toe. Anything that's sluggish for my style of riding, I'm not a fan. I want something that does the work for me. So I'm looking for something that's quick, obviously poppy for air tricks. I know this day and age air tricks aren't seen as much, but I still do them. I still enjoy doing them. So if you're an air trick rider, or you know, an all-round rider, I'm just trying to look for a board that kind of does it all. So obviously I'm on the Bloodline at the moment, and Pedro's board, the Gura. Both of these boards are unreal, by the way. I just think they're really good all-round boards, just for air tricks and obstacles and so on. Boat obviously no, but everything else is pretty good. But anyway, so they're the things I look for when I'm riding a board. Something that lands solid. When I land blind, I don't really want to think about landing blind. I want the board to land and I can just ride away with ease. So landings is a must. Speed is a must. If a board's got good pop, perfect. Obviously I can still get some air tricks in there if it's got a bit of a flex pattern on there as well. Not too much. I don't like a board that's too flexy, but if it's just in between, kind of like Pedro's board and the Bloodline, you can still get up on that rocker. Still looks good, but you can still snap back. It's got a load of response, so for air tricks and stuff, spot on. Kicker landings, when you land with a flex board, you tend to sink. The board tip and tail slap. So for me, I'm not a fan of that. I like something that lands a bit more solid and rides away with speed. Again, it's good for your knees. It's good to get your riding more consistent instead of landing and slapping and sinking and so on. Flexy boards for me is a no-go. At that level, full flex, no, you know, it's not my style of riding. For some riders out there, feel free. But for me, I'm an old school boy. I've been doing it a long time. I still like to go upside down in them corners. So, you know, personal preference, but that's me. So I'm gonna get out and ride these boards. I'm not gonna go mad on them. I'm just gonna give a board about 10 laps each, go through the fundamentals, 180s, carving, heel to toe edge, landings, maybe a little grab, pop, and then we'll go from there. And then I'll do the same on the other board, and I'll come back and I'll just give you my best bits. So yeah, well done guys, I appreciate you tuning in. This is all for Hyperlite. They're going to share on their platforms. So my name is Nick Davies, by the way. You can find me on Instagram, Nick Davies Do One. So feel free to reach out to me if you've got any questions. If there's anything that I didn't go over today, come to me and I'll do my best to help. It is glorious, by the way. I'm so excited to get out there today. I know the fan base for this is probably in the US, where you're kind of granted with this weather more than we are here in the UK. But I am buzzing to get out there. Look at that. Them scenes are unbelievable. So yeah, it's gonna be some energy today. Guys, thanks for tuning in. See you. And here they are. Hyperlite WizardStick 152 and the Frenzy 147. About to get reviewed by Nick Davies here at Liquid Leisure. Okay, so far I'm liking it. The board's quick and it's really responsive on my heel to toe edge, which I actually love. The board's very fast under my feet. So yeah, so far so good. Oh, I had a bit of flex there. It even slipped me out, so that was surprising. Okay, let's go in for an air trick now. I'll do a little railie around the turn. I'll go one-handed so you can see. Not bad, good pop. Ah, do you know what? I think I'm liking the Frenzy. So far, so good. The stance is a little bit too wide for me. I reckon if I go all in, I might start riding this board. Go for a little flip on the kicker. Let's see what this is all about. The landing was pretty good, to be fair. Nice and soft on the knees. Yeah, so far so good. Considering the board's got no channels, it grips pretty well. It's very playful, and I love how fast it is. Even on air tricks, the pop for railies has been really good. So now I'm going to do an air trick back roll. It's a different flick. I just want to see how the board performs on this. Here we go. So coming out for a little back roll. A little egg roll. Yeah, hey. Oh, I'm surprised. I came here today thinking I might like this board, but as it's, you know, coming at a lower price range, I thought, the technology's not going to be that great. Oh, I was wrong. So far, I've had about 5 laps, and I'm really liking this board. Frenzy, you've surprised me. Okay, little backside 180. Let's see what the landing's like. Coming into a small ramp. Solid, nice. And then let's do a little scarecrow here. Okay, so for anyone that knows me, knows that I love to do a Bel Air. So if this board performs well on a Bel Air, then job done. I'm a happy man. So let's see what Bel Air's all about. Coming right. Oh, not that great. No, wasn't a fan of that. The Toto flick wasn't my favourite. I'm going to give that one more go. That was a bit better. 3rd attempt. Okay, not bad. They got better and better as I went on. So not bad my first time riding a new board. So overall, I actually like the way this board rides. It's quick, it's playful, it doesn't feel like it's too much weight when I'm throwing the board around for 180s. It lands really stable, and with no channels means I'm not going to get hung up on the obstacles. And it's very playful with the butter slides, and for any beginner out there wanting to learn 180s and stuff, it's a really forgiving board. So yeah, I like this. Well done, Hyperlite. Hyperlite Frenzy 147. That was my first review. I'm now going to go back, I'm going to switch out, and here comes the WizardStick. Cheers. Ew. Okay, so first impressions, just jumped off the dock. I'm going to say the weight's pretty much the same. I've gone on both boards, one out on the stance. I would say the WizardStick's slightly more narrow. So if you're looking for a shorter stance by riding one in, this is the board for you. Speed under your feet is actually pretty close. The heel and toe response is sharp. I would say riding board slide on this board, it's a little bit more sluggish. So the Frenzy's a tiny bit more playful for surface tricks. But overall, so far so good. Let's do some flips. Okay, coming for a little tantrum. I just want to see what the pop's like at the top of the kicker. So here we go. Landing was okay, flip was nice. Yeah, not bad. Again, landing from kickers from that height, I want something that's soft. As I said earlier, I'm an old boy. I need every little bit of help I can get. So if I can find a board that makes the landings a little bit softer and it softens the flow, happy days. So both boards actually, considering there's no belly on the board and they're really flat, they surprisingly land soft, which is a hidden bonus. So yeah, overall, I'm liking both of these flat boards. I see a little chrome obe then off the booter, landed blind into the turn, and it actually landed solid. Considering this board's got chunks missing out of it, where I would like to have more board to make it more sturdy on the landings, it landed solid. So yeah, no faults there. I was surprised by that. I was actually expecting to crash, but the board delivered. So WizardStick, you're doing well. Let's go for some air tricks. Let's do a little railing. Hillside release. That's good. I'd say that's on par with the Frenzy. The edge was nice. The flick was good. It was consistent. I didn't get hung up. Normally, well, not normally, but some boards tend to give you a bit of suction if the angle's slightly different from the belly to the tip and tail. But that railing then felt good. Let's try the back roll now. So coming wide. Hey, back roll was actually pretty good. Yeah, I'm liking that. That was actually better than the Frenzy, weirdly enough. Going on this shape, it doesn't look like it's going to be designed for any air trick stuff. It looks like it's pretty much just a rail board, offering kicker hits as well because it doesn't have too much flex. But I'm surprised they could actually do some air tricks on it. Yes, they're not the hardest, but they're the tricks that get you started for the big trick. So, Rayleigh opens up the S-bends, the blind judges, the 313s, back rolls, Mo 5 and all that kind of stuff, KGBs. Now the other option is my favourite, the Bel Air. So, here we go. Nah, not that great. Toe side flick's not good, I'm going to do another one. Nah. Okay, Frenzy, you win the Bel Air. But hillside for the flicks, I'd say they're both the same. Frenzy, slightly better for the Bel Air tricks. Kickers, I'd say, is on par. Frenzy has more flex. So if you're looking for more of a flex board, a bit more playful in the water, that's probably your go-to. However, the WizardStick's a little bit more sturdy and the speed's there. So when you land with the kickers, as you see from my chrome over earlier, I landed, I didn't sink, and I rode away with the speed. So... Okay guys, I just want to make these clips one take. I cannot be bothered to put loads and loads of trial and error into what I'm about to say. So, hear me out. I've done about 10 laps on both boards, the WizardStick and the Frenzy. Okay, job done. Hyperlite, thank you once again for sending me the boards. I appreciate the support. I've been with you guys over 25 years and, you know, I feel like we've got a good relationship, and I know I don't do as much now competition-wise. I still feel like I'm present in the game, so I appreciate you also thinking that and supporting me. Review time. So, look, I picked these two boards because they've come in at pretty much the same price range. Weights, weight, size of the boards are pretty much the same. Stance is not far off, and the belly and the thickness of the board, I'd say, is pretty fair to have them both partnered up together. So look, the WizardStick, it's got a bit of a quirky feel to it. I went on this board thinking, hey, air tricks are going to be shocking. It's just a rail board. Let's just kind of just take it and see how we go. I was surprised. I rode it. I did some hillside pop stuff, like rolls, Rayleigh stuff, and I know there's potential there. So from the Rayleigh stuff I really enjoyed it. And same for the, I was going to say Ripsaw then. Same for the Frenzy. Again, for an entry-level board, it's got so much potential. It's got so much give in it. And the speed I love. I prefer the speed on the Frenzy. I do prefer the speed on the Frenzy. And I also liked more the playfulness you get on that board. However, this board, for air trick stuff, I'm going to just put a little bit more towards the WizardStick. I'd say the WizardStick, I came away preferring my hillside air trick stuff for that. Toe side, maybe not. But I only did 2 Bel Airs. If I got the third one down, it might have been a different game. Overall, both boards pretty much weigh the same. Riding on the obstacles, they're the same, grind base on there, the centered base they've got on all the Hyperlite range. So for me, they're both pretty much similar to, to break it down and keep this fair. I don't want to go too much on one board and say this and that. They're both pretty fair competition. Obviously, the WizardStick's got a slightly different shape to the board, which gives it that quirky feel. So if you're a rail rider looking for something that's durable and not too much flex, I would probably go towards the WizardStick. But if you're a new rider coming in and you want something the same price range, and it's it's good all round, it's got good air trick stuff potential in there, kickers are nice, landers are good, the board's not too heavy, then I'll probably say the Frenzy. But again, guys, it's your personal preference. They're my highlights from each board. As I said, this is one take. So if it doesn't make sense to you, just give me a text, but give me a shout. Go on Instagram, Nick Davies Do One. Find me on Facebook, find me on LinkedIn. Any questions you have, I'm here. This is what I do. I do other stuff day to day, but this is my passion. I love wakeboarding. I want to give back to you guys coming through. If there's younger riders out there looking for inspiration, or older riders looking for their new board, give me a shout. I've been doing this a long time, 25 years in the game, and I haven't finished yet. So everyone, I know it's quite a long video, probably next one would be slightly shorter, but my name's Nick Davies, and thanks for watching. Cheers. And look, if there's anything I've missed, feel free to write in the comments. If you've ridden both of these boards, give me your opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. You know, you might prefer the WizardStick over the Frenzy and vice versa, you know, so I want to hear what you guys think about each board. And if you want to, you know, reach out directly and want me to answer any of the questions I haven't gone over, let's go. But as I said earlier, guys, on par, both boards are pretty much gonna I'm gonna draw both of these. Okay, they're both, it's a match. There's not really one that's completely better than the other. They are different boards, they're for, you know, different purposes. They've come in at the same price, but I would say you know, anyone looking to start wakeboarding, or if you need something long lasting, then the WizardStick and the Frenzy are both for you. Both fun boards. I'm going to swap back over now, and I'm going to go back on the Frenzy for a few more laps just to finish the day. Cheers, guys.